Well, howdy. Y'all, come on in. Gather around now, y'all. We're here for the goddamn tootin' AXR round 6 of the GTWEC. And they're doing it in the good old Yankee land. Yeehaw! So hello to one and all. This crazy, amazing championship. There's been 6 rounds, 2 races around, so 12 races in all, featuring either 2 hours or 1.5 hours, is coming to an end this evening in 2 more stints, and then the season 1 will be done and dusted. And I've been absolutely grateful, chuffed to be part of it. It's been wonderful. It's been an absolute cracking little championship. Now I'm going to get to the tables because it's not over. It's not over by a long, long way. Reet, I missed Le Mans, so no, I didn't miss. I watched, but I wasn't on the comms, so I don't have great recall of what happened there at the fantastical French track. And but after that round, the championship stands. The Humble Guys Racing Team Holland is at the top of the table on 158 points. In second place, Stocilla Racing on 150 points. AXR a third on 146 points. So, I mean, there's still plenty of points to grab in these next 2 stints, and that table could change drastically. AequepaX Racing in 4th on 138 points. Trail Breaking Racers are 5th on 134 points. SBM featuring SOE as 6th on 125 points. You've got to feel for them. They were leading this championship, but a couple of lag outs and not seeing the end of the race has cost them big time in this championship. Full Throttle Racing in 7th on 111 points. Sidemax Motorworks in 8th on 82 points. They're a comeback story. They were dead last after the first round, and look at them, up to 8th. VRC Racing in 9th on 71 points, with VRC Motorsport in 10th on 70 points. So inner team fighting there. The Humble Guys Humble in 11th on 55 points, and the Humble Guys Racing for Holland are 12th on 44 points. But I'm sure a lot of that is to do with lag and not being able to make certain races, and you know, but it's all fine and dandy. Dane in the chat, he's been with us all the way. Big up to you, Dane, man. You've stuck with it and it's cracking. Hey, let's go, diggity biggity biggity, as they say. Dane saying, come on the Humble Guys, good luck to all teams and drivers. And Mike saying, come on, let's go. Right then, so let's have a look through the field, and I'll try to tell you who they're with. I think Floris is with Sidemax Motorworks. Well, I hope he is, because I've said it now. Car 96, it should be, if you see a number. Yeah, we're going to race, I believe it's 2 hours tonight. I'll be really surprised if it finishes after an hour and a half. But I think we're on for the 2 hour stint. And then there'll be another stint straight after with their teammates, as Floris goes to have a look at some of the scenery, making his way to the escape road and back to the pits. Sonam is standing in for Noir, I think. Noir in the Supra. So yes, Sonam, reserve driver for the Humble Guys. They will be the Racing Team Holland, and they've deputised the Greek god in to do the business. Frequency for Stocilla in the Alfa Romeo, been very fast all season. Had a bit of bad luck in a couple of races, but solid performance throughout the season so far for the Finnish driver. Splash, solid season when he's raced. And he's racing for AXR, I think, AequepaX Racing Team. They're in the Toyota Supra. And, he's having a wobble on and back to the pits. We will get through, people, honestly. Anton Poiker, he's with the full trail braking racers. And they've been a surprise package this season, it has to be said. Come round one, they didn't even have a livery on their car. And they've been in with a shout of maybe possibly getting some wins. I don't think they actually did, but they've been looking dangerous for it. Binko! We don't usually see Binko. He usually does the second stint. So, oh, it's great. I'm going to have 2 hours of talking about the juddering Binko. He cannot help it. He lives in a field in the middle of nowhere. His internet is what its internet is. And to tell you the truth, it's perfect on sport. It's not really that jittery. So it's we'll blame 7 lobbies. GT7 lobbies. Look, the GT7 bashing has already begun. He said something about qualifying's just about to start. So we're getting ourselves rather excited. Water skin for the Humble guys. Humble. Dane also in the chat saying, yay, 2 hours of the best commentator and the best racing series. Well, you are, do you know what? Flattery will get you everywhere, Dane, and you are welcome to come and have a go with me, because you're a beautiful human being. This track, by the way, didn't know much about it when I woke up this morning, and so I plugged in the rig, and I went to work, and I did a few laps, a few races. It's glorious. It's glorious. They were moaning about that final chicane, but it's glorious. All of it is. That final chicane makes you know you're alive. It really does. Is there anyone coming round to it? Can we get on a car? No one wants to go all the way around, do they, here? Hey, it's Binks. But yeah, it really makes you feel alive. You know, if you've like jumped in a cold ice bath or something like that, you're heading down here, you're looking for a little black marker in between 2 and 1, and then I was stamping on the brakes, getting down to 4th gear, getting it over at that, there you go, flicking it the other way, knocking it down to 3rd, getting it over there and just trouncing it out of that, and you feel like you've barely got any control when you're going through there. Yeah, it's lush. I liked it a lot. They've got a penalty on for this. I think they've got like a slide shortcuts or something, weak shortcuts on for that very chicane, but we're not going to need it because these boys know how to drive. But yeah, so here we go then. We've gone over the oh we've changed the room settings. Wow, that was a judder and a half. Hang on, cough. I wasn't telling you to cough. No, I'm not well, you dip. I said dip. Dipstick. Tool used for seeing how deep the oil is. Right, so yeah. This is qualifying now, I think. So this is the beginnings. Oh, I've been doing a lot of GT Sport lately, and like I said, I wasn't here for the last round. So I've not done GT7 for a while. You'll have to bear with me. I'm rusty again, as always. So look at them all in the queue. I wonder if there's a rule where they can't leave yet. But they're all lined up. Only 9. Only 9. What's the matter with people? I don't know who we're missing. I could try and find. Splash here for AXR. I think. No, AequepaX Racing. He's in the Mazda. Someone's off out. Flores is here for Side Max. Sonam for the Humble guys. Binks for VRC. Oh, we've got no black and white Porsche. Oh no, Bandit. Bandit's in the black and white Porsche. He's reserving. The Bandit. I think he's having to do it on a pad as well, because the last I heard, his wheels were poorly and he's had to order some new wheels. Not his wheel, his pedals were poorly and he's had to order some new pedals. So he's just here to pick up points, I think, for the VRC team. So Flores taking to the track, racing soft tyres for a qualifier on his outlap at the moment. Now, I don't know if these Humble guys are going to try a bit of drafting here in the US of A. I'm not sure. It is part of it all, but They seem to have left a sensible gap, most of them, so I don't think there's going to be too much towing here. And I have got no idea what the thoughts are going into this. Oh, geez, that's a lovely bit of lag, that one. 7 out of 10 for the spike on that bad boy. Binko. He just gets a consistent 5 out of 10. It's just a consistent shudder, but nothing spectacular, is it? It's not like jumping into a chicane and then jumping back out of a chicane. I've heard this. I've heard this is a big problem. Now, I don't know, because I'm no expert. It looks like it's slowed down a bit as well. I'm no expert, but I've heard this is like a PS4 problem. Ugh. The common folk and their PS4s. No, I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I've heard that the PS4s apparently are having like huge jump lag spikes. And as PS5s aren't really on the shelf, I don't know what we're supposed to do about it. Polybaloney. Pull your finger out. One of the THG cars aren't here tonight. I predict Manos P3, says Dane. So Flores making his way round in the Ford GT coming through. Even this section, at first I hated it, but it was really fun. It's just a fun track all round, I think. There's not really one part you can say, oh, I don't like that. Because it's just, even the first corner I got on board with in the end. I wish they'd colour the outside bit though, because I want to go real far further out than what the race line is. And when I was doing track experience, it kept saying retry. Retry. So Flores then, he's on his flying lap now. I know, gabbing away. So Adam in the chat saying, hope you're all well tonight. Shame no Corey tonight. Oh, I love to get my tongue round Corey. I really do. Oh, that's a shame. And AequepaX Racing saying, what happened to Corey? And Adam saying, kids. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened to my Corey. Missing in action now because of kids. So Sonam then, have anyone crossed the line? Sorry, I got sidetracked. Yeah, Flores, the Flying Dutchman, fastest man out there by a 10th. It's not much, is it? Sonam, second fastest in the Supra. The Binks in the other Supra looks to be third fastest, but no one's yet to cross the line. Frequency heading that way. Is he? He should be. But he does not go any faster than the Binko. Illusion then, we're looking for a good lap time. Someone's staying in the pits, it seems. Oh no, yeah. Illusion goes third fastest, just 6/10 ahead of Binko with a 45.004. Beautiful lap time, beautiful. Absolutely delicious. Who's next? Waterskin, he's crossed the line. It's not a great lap for Waterskin, and he's got Splash in his wake. And Splash won't be wanting that. He'll need to clear that McLaren as quickly as possible, because those Supras look like they're quite fast today. Anton Poika then in the Mazda, struggling. Oh, he's not even made his lap time. Oh, he must have been the one sat in the pits. And Bandit also waiting for a huge gap on track. And he's going out, I think, last minute this was. I think Noxie was nowhere to be found. So Bandit's had to jump in very last minute. I don't know, he's probably got no setup on the car. Like I said, he's on a pad because his pedals aren't working. And I think he's got to take part in another race for 2 hours at midnight. So the Bandit on for a big Saturday. Big Saturday for Bandit out there. But that Porsche does look lush. I know I'm part of the Virtual Racers Club, but I do like it when it's black and white. So Flores is still on pole. It's 12 minutes of qualifying. We're 6.5 minutes through already. So time is ticking on, boys. You've got to get some laps in. Oh no, Bandit said he's got his wheels, so let's roll. Oh, that's good. That's good. And Dane saying, I bet you love some Corey. I can't get enough Corey, mate. I could have Corey coming out my ears. Adam saying, I only have internet issues on GT7, not GTS. No issues there. No, nor does Binko. Like I said, he races with us over at the VRC, and his lag isn't. Oof, I don't know what's happened there. I don't know if that's lag. But his lag isn't half as bad as what we see on GT Sport, GT7. Sorry. So yeah, Binko, he's out there in the Shadow Realm at the moment, waiting for an opening to get back on track. Meanwhile, Floris. Oh, none of the SBM and SOE guys are here. No Kevin, nor no Kraken. What's his name? Sorry. Kevin. No, Kevin's the one that races with us. And it's Claxon or something that usually races on the other stint. Kevin doesn't race with us. Kevin usually does our stint in the Subaru. Sorry, I'm babbling. It's not good. But at the moment, Floris is doing what needs to be done. No, Sonam has edged it. 44.223. Taking 3/10, so nearly shy of 3/10 on Floris there. Illusion then. Oh, this is looking good. 4/10 down on the pole, and he's nearly 3/10 up, coming around the final corner, back on the oval. And he hits that finishing line with a 44.3, and it moves him up ahead of Floris. But not much else, and he's lost it into that first corner. He spent his beans on that lap. Splash also. Excuse me, I'm not 100%. I'm sorry, guys. Splash also getting himself up there into the action in 4th place. We've only got 3 minutes left of qualifying to go. Some 2 laps left on this track. Ooh, Splash as well. Look at it. They're all looking a little shaky here at Daytona. Yeah, it is Daytona, isn't it? We're at Daytona. For some reason all day I've been thinking Detroit, but it's not. It's Daytona. Yeah, they're all looking a little shaky. Did I say it was Detroit earlier? Oh, I don't know. Brain's mashed, man. Not well. Anton Poika doing the first stint for Trailbreak Racing. Like I said, they've got their skin in the game here. They really have. They're in 5th place on 134 points, but that's only, if I do quick math, 24 points off of the lead, and there's lots more of those points there to grab in this race. But with who is it? Sonam racing through the Humble guys. Yeah, he's going to be a tough boy to beat. Floris, Sonam, Frequency, Splash. Some big hitters out there. Big hitters. Has anyone seen Fred, dude, since he said no more? He got lagged out, didn't he, a couple of rounds ago, and said he was done with GT7. I didn't know if anyone had coaxed him back, because I hadn't seen him for a while. I miss you, Fred. You, Fred, come back. It's all right. The lag is worse than it ever used to be, so everyone's in the same boat now. Bandit then 8th fastest. He's at 2.5 seconds ahead of Waterskin now. Waterskin, there you go. It's looking healthier now with a 1.2 seconds faster on that lap. And now only 1.2 seconds shy of Bandit's time in the McLaren, but I don't think the McLaren is well known for its straight line speed. And there isn't many corners here. There's a small infield, yeah, but really not enough to get a good advantage on. So Waterskin may be up against it in that little tiny compact car. Frequency, fastest man so far in the Alfa Romeo, I believe. I don't know, the sun is shining so bright off it, I cannot tell. Yes, the Alfa Romeo, Stosilla Racing, 8 points behind, well, Sonam, really. That's Frequency and Sonam against each other. I can look for what the points breakdown is. You're going to make me do this. It's professional, I should, but I have to go into Word document, and it's just a pain. Right, I'm in. No, I'm not interested in the app. Screw your app. Right, points. 25 points. Oh, sorry, Frequency. What's he pulled over for? We've run out of time. Oh, we've run out of time, so possibly that's it now. These are the runs. Let's have a quick look down the grid. Frequency on pole. Floris in second with Sonam in third. Illusion fourth. Oof. Binko, I saw him bounce around. So Illusion fourth. Splash in fifth. Anton Poika sixth. Binko in seventh. Bandit in eighth. Waterskin in ninth. And that is it. We're looking at frequency. I'm sure it's going to chuck us into his car and we'll have to come back out again. Oh, here we go. You are so good. And there they go. Look, that was fast though. Oh, I should do the settings though, because that will do my nutting. There we go. We didn't miss too much. So frequency holds on to that lead from Floris. And there's some jumbling behind them as they go into the first corner, hurling it in at ultra speed. Someone's gone very wide there. And frequency still maintains the lead in the Alfa Romeo, with Sonam now moving up into second place for the humble guys in the Supra. Then Illusion for AXR Racing in third. Then Floris slipping down in the GT into fourth. Anton Poika, I didn't really see where he qualified, but there he is in fifth at the moment in the Mazda. Binko in sixth in the Supra. It's all super tight out there as they break in the tight corner of the infield there. And Binko looking very close to the Mazda ahead, even like he wants to get by. And like I said, I have no idea what their strategies are for... Oh dear, nice, says Splash. So I don't know what Splash encountered, but he's got damage both ends. Who else may have had damage? There's no one else showing damage, so I don't know who. Now Splash would have been up there in about fifth place, but at the moment frequency still leading, but Sonam's taking that lead, getting the toe in the Supra and moving by. And frequency didn't really put too much of a fight up there. Maybe he wants to sit in the toe and fuel save. It could be a big deal here. Could be a lot to do with fuel saving. Illusion then into third. Floris in fourth. Binko up into fifth. He's got himself ahead of Anton Poika. Maybe Anton Poika wanting the toe, but can you get a toe from a car that's doing the jitterbug? Waterskin in seventh with Bandit in eighth. And Splash, Bandit right into Waterskin now. Bandit was ahead of Waterskin, wasn't he, in qualifying? So Waterskin managed to get that move on Bandit as Bandit slings it into the first corner, tries to get up the inside of the McLaren, and it looks like these two are going to have themselves a lovely, healthy battle, while Splash, he goes in to fix what he's got to fix, and that might put him nearly a lap down. We will have to keep an eye on that. He could be the big story from this stint as Sonam racks up those purples, but they all will be on the second lap. Frequency 7/10, so he is maintaining a safe distance to sit in the toe, and I don't know, I will look at his gear changes. Yeah, I suppose he is changing somewhat early, but it's still going purple. It's not like he's going halfway up. He's reaching the top of his gearbox before changing. So all we can do is just check out their fuel tanks as they go along. Illusion in third. 5/10 behind frequency. Oh, lovely camera change there as they go through the chicane. Haven't seen those nasty red numbers appearing yet, so everyone must be being good. Binks and Anton Poika. I think we're seeing people just finding their toe buddies now and hanging out with them. Waterskin is 6/10 ahead of Bandit, and Splash 30 odd seconds, not a lap. What was I talking about? 30 seconds behind, but plenty of race to make that up. 2 hour stint, remember. And oh yeah, I was going to tell you the points then. So for first place, they get 25 points. For second place, they get 21 points. Then third place, they get 18 points. Fourth place, 15 points. Fifth place, 12 points. Sixth place, 10 points. Seventh place, 8 points. Eighth, 7 points. Ninth, 6 points. 10th, 5 points. We don't need any of the others as there's only 9 running. A point for pole position, so frequency would have already got that for Stasila. and a point for the fastest lap of the race. So yeah, plenty of movement can happen in this table for this final round. I'm not that good a mathematician. I want to sit here keeping you up to date though, I'm afraid. I will give it a rough look and say, yeah, it's looking good. At the moment, Sonam for AXR hitting the full 25 points. AXR Racing, I think, actually. So, yeah. Ooh, illusion and frequency. So, I don't know. I think is frequency managing his car? Possibly. Frequency could be managing. The Alpha hasn't looked super fast on fast tracks. It has to be said. And frequencies, he's done it all through very good, Stilla Racing has done it all through very good strategies. And this is what we could be seeing right now. Now, famously, we see that they don't change tyres at ovals. They don't wear the tyres out too much. So we might see them double stinting up on the tyres, I think. And we'll see how far the fuel can go. We're only 5 minutes into the race. We're talking about pit stops already. Flores down in 5th. His leg is nasty. And Binko has caught up with him. So, no, Binko's lost a position. He's moved up. Oh, Anton Poika up into 4th. He's got himself ahead of Flores, and so has Binko. And poor old Flores there. I think the lag. He's really fighting with that. There, it's got to be, hasn't it? He's a fast player. We've seen him. He could be managing his car, but he's not saved any more than Binko in fuel. Bandit, 3.5 seconds behind Flores. He's got himself ahead of Waterskin. So there has been some jumbling. Splash is just doing one qualifying lap after another, I imagine now, just trying to catch up the pack or catch up any waifs and strays that have offs. Not an easy track to have offs out though. It's quite nice. It's got a good flow to it. So it's going to be a struggle for him to pick anything up in this race. Sonam so far though, showing his dominance. 3.5 seconds in the lead. And Dane in the chat saying, looks like it's going to rain. I wanted to be the first to say it, haha. Does Daytona even have a rain function? I'm not sure. It does look grey, but I know some tracks just don't have the wet setting. It is overcast. I'll agree with you, Dane. I think it will get dark in the second stint. And it is beautiful when it gets dark. I did the notebook, or whatever it's called, the notepad in the game. And I raced those Group 1 monstrosities. I didn't do very well, but it was fun. It got dark, and it was quite clever. It's distracting, to tell you the truth. I was looking at the scenery a lot near the end of the race. So Sonam is leading, and he's lengthening his lead. So fuel-wise, same. Who can? Illusion in second in the Mazda frequency. In third, Anton Poika. So the Mazdas are looking shiny in this early stage of the race. Not qualifying too well. Not getting the overall lap speed, the lap time over 1 lap, but stringing a few laps together, it seems to be becoming a sturdy little runner here at Daytona for the AXR Racing team, or Racing Channel, or whatever we are. Dane saying, I'm surprised how well the Supra runs around the track compared to some of the more powerful top cars. Yes, well, I can't believe Frequency's still keeping the Alpha in. It's not the fastest, is it? Binks in the Supra though, he's holding on. But Flores looks like he's coming back now. Flores starting to find a bit of speed again. So who knows what happened to Flores. 44 last time for Binko, and Flores has been doing 48s. And we know that he is faster than that. No full throttle racing again. What's going on with full throttle racing? They bailed. I liked their car. Rotary, Evil Dragon and Mr. Slowly. They've done one. That's a shame. So I liked they had a very clean Ford. Bandit then 7 seconds behind Flores, 5 seconds ahead of Waterskin. Splash, he's cutting down that time between himself and Waterskin like it doesn't exist. Sonam 5 seconds in the lead at the moment. We're getting very close to half tanks on Sonam. What would we say, 60% in that car? Just under 57% fuel on board. Illusion, roughly the same, 57%. Somewhere between 55 to 60% of fuel on board for the two leaders. Frequency, again, same fuel. Anton Poika, possibly a little bit more, just a little wincy bit more, 1 or 2% more. The Binks, yeah, they're all doing similar fuel there. Flores, he's caught right up with Binko now. He's back on it. Maybe they were fuel-saving missions the first couple of laps. It just takes him a couple of laps to get into his flow. Does Flores, but he's in the flow now. And he's hunting down a little VRC chicken called Binko. And it's good to see the VRC boys up there. Look, 5th and 7th running at the moment. Beautiful sight to behold. Waterskin in 8th place in the McLaren for the Humble guys. And Waterskin is in Humble. They're 11th in the championship. They're chasing down VRC Motorsports. So, yeah, he'll be wanting to catch up Bandit, and he's getting some points on him. And Splash. This is a struggle for them because AXR are chasing down their own team. And they're only 8 points behind the AXR team, who at the moment are leading this race. So it's not great for Splash. No, it's not. Who's AXR? Sorry, they're second. Illusion is second. Look at that. It's a Greek lockout at the front. Double kebab, please, sir. And then a double fin in second and third and fourth. We need Bandit to get ahead of Binks, and then we can have a double Dutch. Lockout for 5th and 6th. Binko, highest UK driver at the moment. Only two UK drivers. That's amazing. That's amazing, AXR. It's such a varied championship. I love it. I love it. I love all the different flags. It's amazing. So Sonam 7 seconds now ahead of Illusion. Illusion 3.6 seconds. They're getting into their stride now. 44s all down the board for Sonam. Dane saying the drivers of that Alpha have done phenomenal. They have. It's Finnish drivers, Frequency and Nibbles, I think he said Nibbles, something like that. It's not Nibbles anyway. have gone. Excuse me. Hang on. Well, there you go. I saved you. Sonam's leading the race with Illusion in seconds. A good 7.5 seconds between them. Fuel is minimal between the two of them. This is going to be fun for 2 hours, isn't it? You listening to me croaking. Excuse me. Croaking on. I felt all right this morning. I don't know what's happened. I just felt a bit dozy this afternoon, and then started feeling a bit rough. Sorry, I didn't mute for any of those ones. You can have them ones for free. So let's go through them. Sonam is leading for the Humble guys. I think that's Racing Team Holland, I'm going to say. It is. And that is Sonam. Pulling out a beautiful gap. Now, I said they probably won't change tyres, but I'm starting to think they probably will, you know. Getting through those tyres quite nicely, aren't they? Fuel's lasting a lot better than the tyres are. Frequency then, 2 seconds ahead of Floris. So Floris has got past Binko. And yeah, Floris suddenly just found his pace, didn't he? He did a 48 and a 49. And then had a wake up. Maybe them 2 laps were just fuel saving. Who knows? But suddenly a switch went and he's been doing 44s ever since, which is the same as the leader, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, the leader has managed to get a couple of 43s in there early doors while his tyres were fresh. But Floris was stuck in traffic. But 44.0, he's knocking on the door of a 43. Interesting stuff there from Floris. Binko. And Anton Poyker's dropped down again. And how bizarre, he did a 150 and now he's back to 145, so he's ruined the feng shui of the list now. We had 2 Greeks, two Finnish, and then I was hoping to get two Dutch, but Anton Poyker has dropped back. Bandit 18.9 seconds behind that battle, 4.7 seconds ahead of Waterskin though. And Splash has caught him up. Let's get on board with the Splash stuff. He's really done some grafting. He's used a bit of fuel up, I think, a little bit more fuel. And he pitted to put in some fuel. So let's get on the toe of Waterskin as we go around the true oval. Right there, goes all round the outside. There's a little bump to say hello. That Splash makes his way through. Binks is in the pits and Waterskin's got in the pits. So, some early pit stoppers there. What am I doing? Oh, blooming heck. Hang on, let me remember how to move the camera. There we go. So, Binks has come out. Binko has come out of the pits. Fresh tyres. 3/4 of a tank of fuel ahead of Splash. Bandit stayed out. His tyres are looking pretty torn though. Anton Poyker also stayed out. His tyres are looking alright. And he's just under half a tank of fuel. So Anton Poyker in those 45s has been saving fuel quite nicely. Floris, we saw he dropped the hammer a little while ago. He's on a flyer. 2.3 seconds behind Frequency. So he was always thereabouts, wasn't he? Frequency doing his fastest lap so far this race with a 44.7. He's only 2 seconds behind the AXR Mazda, and Sonam has left him, hasn't he? 10 seconds, he's left him behind, and none of these look to be pitting on this lap. Sonam cracking on, he's cracking on those tyres as well. 10-second lead from Illusion. Illusion making his way around that first corner. Hear those wheels screaming for mercy. And you can see why they're getting down there. And Frequency is definitely catching up Illusion. He did a 44.7 last time around. 45.6, so virtually a second in a lap on Frequency. Floris, oh, it was a 47 for him last time out. Anton Poyker now up into 5th. But that's because he didn't pit. Bandit up to 6th because he hasn't pitted. Binko out. He pitted and he's got out in 7th ahead of Splash. Ooh, who's that? Just ahead of Binks. Is that the Bandit? It is. So Binks on those fresh tyres. You can see the Bandit just up ahead of him. Get on board with Splash then. Sitting in with 8th place Splash. Splash went in after the first lap to pit. And Binks, bless him, Binko. That internet, he must. And getting right over here for this second gear corner. Onto the accelerator, back onto the oval. And, Splash going to pit. I doubt Splash will pit on this lap. starting to nearly get a tow from Binko, which will be great for that, I imagine. It's probably just a bit out of the tow now there. No one pitting that lap then. Binks is catching up. Sorry, I keep missing that button. The Binks is catching up with Bandit then. 7/10, he's enjoying a little tow there. So they come around. We've got some inner team fighting. They're only 1 point apart in the table. So Racing 71 points, Motorsport on 70. Binks goes for the underside. Binko gets the move done. I don't think Bandit put too much of a fight up there against his semi-teammate. Binko, after his pit stop, doing okay. Bandit, oof, his tyres are looking like they're in pain, and Splash wants a piece of that action. And Adam saying, I don't know why, but I assume the Alpha would be the fastest on the curvy straights. And there we go, Splash makes his way past Bandit. I've got to take a jumper off, hang on a second. Burning up. So Splash, he's on fire, isn't he? He's definitely going for the driver of the day for show, because he's on fire. That Kings of Leon. Now Illusion has gone into the pits. That puts Floris up. He's decided not to pit. His fuel is flashing though. Probably enough to get round. Frequency, he's still got enough in the tank. Sonam, his tyres aren't great, but his fuel's, he's got a couple of laps left going. So Illusion in, and he wasn't desperate for fuel. Binko then retakes that position. No, he wasn't ahead of Illusion, was he? So Illusion possibly could get out ahead of Binko. Possibly. The pit exit is after the first corner, and Illusion there you see on the pit exit leaves the pits, and he is comfortably ahead of the Binks, but he has lost time on Binko. I don't think Binko was that close before Binko's pit stop. So interesting stuff. Anton Poika then up into fourth, yet to pit. Floris in third, yet to pit, but he really does need to pit, I reckon, at the end of this lap. Frequency, his fuel started flashing. Could mean that he's still got a lap or two to go. And Sonam 13.3 seconds in the lead, and he'll be pitting pretty soon. That's 22 minutes into the race, the majority of them needing to pit. 25, that's a lot of pit stops today. That's a lot of pit stops they're going to be making in this race, for this 2 hour stint, I imagine. So Sonam bringing it in. Frequency has stayed out. He's stayed out. Beautiful. Floris surely has got to bring that in, and he does. Into the pit straight away. And so does Anton Poika. Illusion then should possibly move back up into second place. And I think he might bring Binko up into third. That would be unbelievable. Oh, Bandit has had a pit stop without us knowing. He's been in. He's done all his business. And it looks like Splash has as well. Or maybe Splash did it the lap before Bandit, because Bandit's still on an out lap where Splash is not. Splash going in for a move on the Porsche. And yeah, Splash going for a move around the outside. And he gets it virtually done. Yes, now he's done. Bandit can sit in his toe for a little bit and get a little helping hand down the straights for Bandit. And Waterskin has picked up a bit of a penalty there. It's not what you need after your pit stop. You want to get into a nice flow, get some lap times under your belt. He's paid it. barely worth it. Hardly noticeable. So, Frequency leading this race for Stacilla Racing in the Alfa Romeo. He has stretched that tank out, hasn't he? Beyond ridiculous. It is really Frequency. Binko has really put himself back into the action with them top three. Sonam is still 12 seconds ahead of Illusion, and you would expect Frequency to get out ahead of Illusion, but Frequency now into the pits, and he was on fumes. He really was literally on nothing, vapor. The Binks in 4, Floris after his pit stop, chasing down Binko 6 seconds. We saw he can do 44s. Binko, he's in the 44s, late 44s, mid to late 44s. So Floris could start gaining on Binko. Anton Poiker in the race as well. He's dropped back somewhat through pit stops. And here we go, Frequency then coming out of the pits behind Illusion. Just ahead of Binko, very tight. Binko's really done well with that early pit stop to put himself back in the fight at the top there. I say at the top, I mean Sonam is 12.8 seconds ahead of everyone, and he's got no worries. But I say he's got no worries. 26 minutes into the race, you know, offs happen. It's anything can happen. Lag, GT7 lobbies. So Illusion in second, Frequency in third. The Humble Guys up there at the top. Illusion for AXR in second place. Frequency for Stacilla Racing in third. Binko for VRC Motorsports in fourth. Floris for Sidemax Motorworks is in fifth. You're joking. They're saying the DualSense wireless controller's low. Yeah, I had it on charge. How low? How low can you go? No, it's saying virtually dead. So give me a sec. I'm going to have to swap over controller R's. Which is a bit of a pain in the butt because the other controller's got a weird joystick. It seems to drift. And I've tried to do things with it and I can't. Right, let's see if I can do this handover because I've got to pull out the microphone and put it in the other one. Konnichiwa. Hey, I think it's worked. God damn it, it worked. I've had my very own pit stop here then. God darn it, I had that on charge. I obviously didn't have it on the charger very well. God, someone's playing music through the Alexa. Turned it right down. Turned it right down, and So let's get on with this race then. Where were we with all these distractions, with Alexa playing music and controllers running out of batteries? Let's get back on the program. Sonam is leading for the Humble Guys in car 83. And he's doing a super job. There's no one putting even close to him. He's 13.8 second lead, and there's no one out there can even get close to that, I think. Illusion is in second for AXR in the Mazda. He's doing a super job, but he's got Frequency and Binko are breathing down his neck on board with the Binks as he checks out the Alfa Romeo ahead of him. But don't forget, Binko pitted a couple of laps before these guys, so his tyres are going to be older, and fuel will be shorter. Oh, I thought he was going out wide there. He has. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. And that's going to be great for Flores. That's just what Flores wanted. That's just the right pick-me-up on a Saturday evening for the Sidemax Motorworks team. And yes, Flores gets to see the back end of the Supra as he closes in. It just looked like Binko had gone a little wide, got on those marbles and found that there was just no grip there whatsoever. And at the moment he's staying just ahead of Flores. But I imagine it's just going to be a brief, as Flores has shown. He's got some good pace in that Ford GT. Anton Poika, oh, he's picked up a bit of damage, look. After his pit stop, he's been doing 45s. And yeah, that is not what he needed. He was having a good race with those long stints. I mean, he was doing 45s before, so it's not really cost him, has it? I mean, he's obviously running to a plan. He can go faster. But he's... No, he is coming in to fix it, sorry. So Splash, things are looking up for Splash. He's got himself past Bandit. Bandit's just gone faster than he's gone before with a 45.8. And he's now 30 seconds ahead of Waterskin. And he might pick something up from Anton Poika having to go in and fix a bit of damage. So, you know, Bandit looking good for a position possibly ahead of the Mazda. And Splash on his way. He's now 20 seconds behind Binko, who's lost the position to Flores. And it was always going to happen. Flores was coming at him. And now the Flying Dutchman up into fourth, 7 seconds behind the Alfa Romeo, who's only 2.7 seconds behind the Mazda. The Mazda doing a 44.3 last time around, with the Alfa doing a 44.4. There's nothing in it between the two of them, and they are chasing each other down. Hot stuff. On board with Stussila Racing and piloted by Frequency, and he's trying to catch up Illusion at the moment in the Mazda and stay ahead of Flores. He's 7-second buffer on Flores. Look at him just diving into that corner with no care or abundance. Oh, it's a beautiful line from Frequency there. Straight lining these, no, he puts a bit of curve on it. He does a little turn. I'll try and straight line them out as wide as possible, swings it in, gives the Apex a little kiss, a little nudge, and then lets her drift out wide, slams on that accelerator, and then goes through this full whack, no lift, no big balls, Johnny Big Balls all the way in, coming down, heavy braking now, and it feels like the apex of this corner is so far away, but you get there, wait, and then apply the accelerator coming out of it. And it's a beautiful infield then, heavy on the brakes again, down to second gear, nudge that apex, and then floor it for all the way until the glorious little chicane. And it's beautiful weather out there, blue skies, and no issues whatsoever for these guys running their race as they wish. It's good, not many mistakes been made. Something with Splash at the very beginning he wasn't happy about. There we go, through that chicane. It's so sweet. Look at that. And he's no closer. He's going faster, but he's no closest to Illusion at the moment. On board with the Alfa Romeo, so we cross the line 34 minutes into this race, and still a long way to go for all of these pilots. Binko back in for his second stop, and yeah, he's in for a lot of pits today, is Binks. Flores, so Splash will be looking to get that position from the Binko as they come around, and the Binko got his Hancocks ready. Hitchcocks, Hancocks. Oh, it's Hancocks. Got your Hancock. He's having a top up with fuel. Splash is up and into 5th place, and the comeback is looking strong from Splash. Bandit also gaining a position. Has he though? No, Binks is out of the pits ahead of the other VRC team, and there they both are on the same patch of ground. Glorious. And Bandit going faster and faster each lap, running a great race there in the Porsche. Anton Poika down in 8th. Oh yes, because he went in and fixed his car, didn't he? Oh my, that's costly for the trail braking racers team. Waterskin in that McLaren, doing 48s. He's not getting the speed out of the McLaren. He needs to, really. They've been doing, I mean, at the fast end is 44s. I wouldn't dream of being able to do 44s, but I'd be aiming for 46s, maybe 46s, late 45s. Bandit doing a 45.5 there, but he is low on fuel now. Binko, he was doing solid 45s earlier on. And now he's got to wait to see where everyone comes out when they pit. Flores, he's pulled in 2/10 on frequency, but not a lot. 43.8, the fastest lap held by Sonam. 43.555. Yes, Sonam is in this race. He's 16 seconds ahead of everybody else. He's in a race of his own out there in his Toyota, and we're just leaving him to it because he's having fun. Sonam slam dunking stint 1 for Daytona for the Humble Guys Racing Team Holland, who are at the top of the table at the moment. So this Docilla needs this. They need to be ahead of Sonam for the championship. And frequency is down in 3rd at the moment. So the championship looking good for the Humble Guys Racing Team Holland. Big number 2 on his car, at the roof of his car, and he is in 2nd. So he's a foreseer of events. Frequency in the Alpha in 3rd, 1.8 seconds behind Illusion. 44.2 last time out. Illusion to 44.8. He is starting to catch him, is he not? Who's Illusion? Looking at no, that is Frequency. They are definitely getting closer. Definitely getting closer here, boys. We might have a race on for 2nd and 3rd in the pack. Flores is 4th, chasing them down. He was 7 seconds behind Frequency. He's got it down to 6.5 seconds. But I mean, I'm suggesting that in about 10 minutes, in any time up to 10 minutes, we're going to be seeing the 2nd round of pit stops. We've already seen Binko pit. Now Bandit has come in the push A. The Dutchman is going to get himself some new boots and a whole wad of fuel inside that car. Anton Poika moves up then into 7th place, and Frequency 1.5 seconds behind Illusion. Half a tank of fuel. Seems like they're not going to be pitting anytime soon. They pitted on lap 14. 10 laps ago, really, if we're honest. It was 8 laps ago. He's got half a tank of fuel, so it could be another 8 laps. He could be like pitting about lap 30, but which is about 10, 15 minutes. 10. I said about 10 minutes. See it. Well, Frequency was one of the last to pit, in all fairness. But yeah, I'd say in the next 10 minutes. 16.3 seconds. It's that first corner, it seems that Frequency is gaining a whole huge amount of time on the Mazda. And the Alpha is, oh, the Mazda's looking a little raggedy coming out of the corner there. And yeah, the Alpha is looking very comfortable indeed. It has to be said. Ooh, big black spike there. What happened? It's back to 2.5 seconds. Wow, that was a good lag spike, wasn't it? So on Illusion, it's back up to 2 seconds. It was down to nearly 1 second, and then we had a lag bounce, and it's back up to 2 seconds. But you can see that Illusion's tyres are looking pretty used. And Sonan now 16.6 seconds in the lead. Floris is in 4th, Splash up into 5th, Binko is in 6th. Anton Poyka 7th, Bandit back out the pits in 8th place. So great race for Bandit. One wonders how much longer Illusion can keep those tyres going. Well, I don't know what happened there, you know, they were getting closer. I was getting rather excited about that, sorry. Floris has dropped off a lot. He did a 47 that last time around. And Splash, 17.3 seconds, but Splash is going to be in the pits pretty soon. He's 12 seconds ahead of Binko, who frequented the pits about 4 laps ago. Anton Poyka, he had to go in and fix some damage. So he's chasing down the Binks. And Bandit, who pitted. And he's still 19 seconds ahead of Waterskin, whom will have to pit pretty much at the end of this lap, I think. Sonam, loving life out there at the moment. 17.5 seconds. Leading the championship, that team is, and leading the race in stint 1. Illusion then 1.5 seconds ahead of Frequency. Problem is, Frequency gets closer and closer, and then has a lag spike and goes back to 2 seconds behind. We'll see if it happens again. Right, we're on board, let's see. 1.1 seconds behind is Illusion. Illusion's tyres are pretty much done, but he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel on board. So it'll be interesting to see what Illusion's going to do. Oh, he's gone past, no he hasn't, with the other side of the track, sorry. At the end of this lap, as we come out of the infield and on to, say out of the infield, the chicane. This is where we find out what Illusion, what his plans are as we come down the straightaway. And he does go into the pits. It is the tyres for Illusion there. He's got into the pits. Frequency stays out nearly 19 seconds behind Sonam. And I figure these guys have all given up on Sonam now. There is, you can't race ghosts or aliens. Sonam has just put it out of reach. Floris then moves up into 3rd for Sidemax Motorworks. He's still got fuel on, his tyres are still looking tidy. So Floris might be on a good strategy here. Why is his numbers not lit up on the side of his car? He's up into 3rd. I thought we'd see a 3 on the side of his car. I don't know. Just me. Maybe they're lights. But they were like number plate. I have no control over this camera, so yeah, just ahead of the rear wheel. I thought that was like one of them when they're in the top 3, it says 1, 2 or 3. Well, there you go. Illusion back out the pits, ahead of Binko by 13 seconds, so Binko has lost some time to the leaders. Well, Illusion was about 12 seconds ahead of him anyway, wasn't he? It was Frequency that Binko was close to. Oh, I don't know. I've lost track. No, because Frequency weren't far behind Illusion. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's gone off there. Floris will be the next to pit, I imagine. Unless Sonam fancies it. There's nothing forcing him to. He's got plenty of time on his hands. He's in control of this race quite easily. We're not even halfway into the race yet. 44 minutes and a half. And it's looking good for Sonam out there in the lead. Frequency, he's battling with Illusion at the moment. Illusion's pitted. And Binko was nipping at Frequency's heels, but I think Binko's on he's on an extra stop strategy than those guys out there. Floris, he's been keeping his head down, and he starts. Well, he's 47 and a 46. I don't know. I think he's just saving fuel 2 laps in each stint. He's there. He's thereabouts. He could be trouble come the end of this race. Anton Boyka. We saw he was doing really well, but picked up a bit of damage. Had to go in and refix it. Now he's only 2.3 seconds ahead of Splash, who's made his pit stop. And yeah, he's up for it. He's up for it with Anton Boyka. So on board with Splash, who has been absolutely driving out of his skin today after his lap 1 tragedy. He's got the bit between his teeth, and he's really been going for it. And at the moment, he's in a 7th spot, just pitted, and he's chasing down the trail-breaking racers of Anton Boyka. And either Jar or Jalar or Parson. Whoa! Nearly caught him out there, coming out of that corner. A big tank slapper for Splash to deal with. And that's what I mean, that corner makes you feel alive. Oh, it wasn't even that corner. Yeah, it's this one, coming up the chicane. Really wakes you up. Coming on that long straight, and Splash will be wanting to cut that time down to gain on that Mazda so he can get a sweet, sweet toe for a short while. Meanwhile, Sonam is leading from Frequency, and Floris is in 3rd place. Surely they'll be pitting pretty soon at the top there, you would think. So Sonam's tyres look pretty gone. His fuel looks pretty empty. So I am assuming once he comes around this long left-hander, he'll be coming into the pits. Frequency, still a little bit splash of fuel. He was the one of the last to pit on the last time around, and Floris looks like he is ready for a pit stop as well. Interesting stuff, and then we'll see. Illusion, so Sonam into the pits, but I mean, look, he's miles ahead, 48 seconds ahead of Illusion, who was in 2nd spot. So even if he ends up behind Frequency and Floris, it'll only be temporary, and I don't think that he will be behind him, because I think Floris is going to have to pit, and I think Frequency is going to pit. There you go. I paused there though. No, he didn't. Sorry, I apologise. So Frequency's taking it around again. Floris does come in. Illusion. And that's who Sonam is wanting to get out ahead of. He had a healthy lead on him. He shouldn't have any problems unless someone in the pits drops a wheel nut. And they did not. So there we go. Sonam back out on the pit, on the track. Way ahead of Illusion. He's gained more ground. Surely not. That's going to drop as soon as they hit a sector, because it is not. It's not 21 seconds now. It was about 16 seconds before the pit stops. No, here we go. It's looking more realistic now. Illusion 11 seconds ahead of Binko, and that's the place where this man, Frequency, is going to drop right into, somewhere behind Illusion and ahead of Binko. Looking for a podium today, but they don't. They need to be more aggressive. They need the 8 points on Sonam. Sticilla Racing needs Sonam to have a proper issue. Floris then out of the pits, filled up Racing soft tyres, no one's deviated from those racing softs today. It's the choice tyre for these pilots. And he's 4.2 seconds behind the Binko. He's getting good pace out there, but I think he's going to have to do a pit stop more than those around him, which could be scary. Splash has caught up with Anton Poika. He was threatening all along. Splash is flying. Now Frequency is in, like we said. We think he's going to drop out in that lovely little space between Illusion and Binko. As we saw Splash make a beautiful, beautiful pass on Anton Poika there. I think Anton Poika may be managing his car though somewhat. Possibly his tyres are pretty old. We saw he had to come in for a double pit to fix his car. And here we go, Frequency then coming out of the pits in third, 4 seconds behind Illusion, and quite a way ahead of Binks. Binks 5.3 seconds. He's pulled a bit of time out on Floris on this lap. So Floris giving himself a bit more work, trying to chase down that 4th place for Side Max Motorworks. Splash in 6th on a drive, absolute stunning drive, being dead last on the end of lap 1. Excuse me. Excuse me. My good golly gosh, what is wrong with me? So Splash is in 6th ahead of Anton Poika, who had to go in for an extra pit stop with a bit of damage that he picked up. And then we've got Bandit subbing in for Noxie, or Guesty. I think it's Noxie. I think it's Noxie that's disappeared. Hopefully we'll see Guesty in the second stint for the VRC boys. And I think it might be Matt Psycho in stint 2 for VRC Motorsport. Now Matt Psycho, he looked like he was doing very well for the VRC at Le Mans, but his Christmas tree fell over. Now I'm gathering it was some sort of Home Alone kind of Water Bandits invasion that was going on, and that's why he had to give up, because I mean a tree falling over, you leave it. They fall over in the forest, no one goes rushing in there, do they? So we carry on racing. So I assume there's more to it than just a tree falling over. So hopefully we'll see what Matt Psycho is going to bring to the party in the stint 2. Keep your eyes peeled. There's a lot of races, a lot of racing, and a lot of hard races to go yet today. We're not even halfway through this race. We've still got an hour and 7 minutes of racing to go, and Binko looks to be putting a lap on water skin. There we go. Bandit 28 seconds behind Anton Poika, and Anton Poika 2.2 seconds behind Splash. Splash 7 seconds behind Floris. Floris 4.3 seconds behind Binko. So everyone's got something to race. Binks is going to be into the pits though soon. His fuel's flashing. Tyres are old news. His tyres probably still think Liz Truss in Prime Minister. And Frequency in third, 6 seconds behind Illusion. And Frequency needs every single point that he can possibly get, with Sonam already getting the point for pole. And he looks like he's going to get the win with 20 seconds lead on Illusion at the moment, and the fastest lap. So Stasila, they're seeing this championship, or their championship hopes, slipping away from them. And Binko's into the pits. That puts Floris up into 4th, the Flying Dutchman. 11.8 seconds now behind Frequency. And Splash now up into 5th place with half a tank of fuel. That's not bad, you know. Anton Poika moving ahead of Binko, but he's not far off a pit stop himself. So Anton Poika temporarily going up into 6th as they set to work on Binko's car, and Bandit bringing her around in 8th place there. Looks like he's been doing a bit of fuel saving as Bandit doing 46s, 47s, trying to eke a few more laps out of that Porsche, I think. Waterskin, I think they told me he's blind. He's partially blind or something like that. But yeah, I think he's definitely got some sort of disability. So Waterskin doing a stand-up job. If he is blind, guys, I mean, I'm pretty sure, unless they're all winding me up. That's what people told me in the chat last time out. So, in the chat, Dane saying, doing a brilliant job with comms, buddy. Oh, thanks. It's spaced out a little bit. It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult trying to guess everyone's strategies and while it's all spaced out, and snivelling and coughing and barking at you poor fellows out there. Dane also saying, what will the table look like if it ends like this? I don't know. I'm not... For the top 3, God knows. You'd have to ask Groot. Yes, he has retinal problems, does Waterskin. There you go. See, I told you. So, well, Racing Team Holland will get the 25 points for the win and the 2 points for pole and fastest lap so far. And that's going to put it up until 178, 85, 185 or something like that. Stasilla will only pick up 18 points for third, puts it on 168 points. And so Illusion is in the AXR team. He'll get the 21 points, I think it was, for second. That puts them on 71. So it doesn't really alter the 71. Would that put them ahead of Stasilla Racing then? Yeah, AXR would move ahead of Stasilla Racing if it stays like this. Illusion, yeah, Illusion will move ahead of Stasilla Racing. AXR, sorry, it's not one team based on one person. But yeah, that definitely does. I think Believe put them up into second place. Sonam though, look at him, 21.5 seconds. The Humble guys, slow start to the season if I remember rightly. It took them a while to get them up there. I've got a table from a few rounds ago and they were 6th. They were 6th behind both AXR and AequepaX Racing team, and Full Throttle. Full Throttle just dropping out like a brick didn't help. What happened to those guys? They were doing great. Why would they have just dropped out of the whole championship? Were they not enjoying themselves? And Adam saying Portugal's top 100 is doing well. Is that Waterskin? The only Portuguese driver we've got there, isn't he? Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Bandit then in 8th. His tyres are pretty much cooked. He's got a bit of fuel to keep him going. Anton Poika is recently pitted, I've gathered. He's 17 seconds behind the Binks and only 1.7 seconds ahead of Bandit. But Bandit, I just don't think he's got the tyres to take the race to Anton Poika right now. Hi guys, I'm so sorry. I wanted to be all buzzing for you on this final one, and I'm snivelling and barking, and it's just not fair. Not fair on Groot and the AXR boys and you guys tuning in. That stream they did with no commentary at all would be better than me coughing and spluttering all over it. So I think Bandit is going to be in, because his fuel is pretty much done and dusted. And he's chasing down Anton Poika. Anton Poika in 7th there, 17 seconds behind the Binks. Binks is doing an extra pit stop though, remember, so the trail braking racers might still get an opportunity to get some points off of VRC today. Splash is on an absolute, he's on one. He's catching up Floris, for heaven's sake. So Splash, he's really caning it out there. But Floris in a better position with tyres and fuel. But Splash, he's not giving anything away, and he's up for it. Frequency in 3rd spot, 4.3 seconds behind Illusion. And now Sonam is nearly 24 seconds in the lead of this race as we hit the halfway mark. And we're going to do this all over again, another hour of it. Pretty sure it is 2 hour. Yeah, someone told me it was 2 hour at the beginning. So, wowzers. Feels like we've had a race already. Adam in the chat saying, I kept crashing, unfortunately. That's why we were behind, since I haven't been driving. The team has done well. Ah. Was that Racing Team Holland? Which one are you then? Let me guess. Racing Team Holland. Not Noir and Doris. TSO 40, possibly, and so on. Yes, Sonam's teammate. Which one though, Noir or TS? Illusion then 25. You can't say Noir, you're Noir, and say, oh, since I've stopped driving, the team's done well, because Noir's been driving blinding. And you must be TSO 40 if that's the case. I don't even remember TSO 40 driving. I've always had Noir driving in stint ones, and I've always done stint ones. Frequency though, man alive, I tell you, he's catching up Illusion, isn't he, at 44.5, Illusion of 44.9. Illusion's tyres are getting there, and he's picked up a penalty as well. Frequency, he's got good fuel, he's got good tyres. Frequency could still pull one on the AXR team before the end of the race, possibly. Illusion there, he's gone into the pits. And Frequency, still a major amount of fuel on board, you'd have to say. He moves into 2nd place. The skies are still looking as blue as what was something that's blue? The sea. The skies are still looking clear and blue, so weather is not an issue today. And everything is set for a cracking little race. Floris moves up into 3rd. Illusion in the pits. Splash has gone into the pits. The Binks has still got half a tank of fuel on. But he's some way... Well, he's going past the pit lane now. And Illusion out already. 15 seconds ahead of Binko. Binko looks low. He has moved ahead of Splash. And Splash has got it all to do again. And the Binko, he's got half a tank of fuel on board. And he's still doing the judderbug. Splash comes out 7.4 seconds behind the Binks. Anton Poika, that little damage, small bit of damage, has really stuffed his race up, hasn't it? That 2nd pit stop might have been worth just driving with it. Yeah, TSO 40. And Bathurst was my last race, I believe. Only Spa went well. Ah, see, I think you must have driven most of the stint 2s. I did watch them though. So Anton Poika, yeah, like I said, he was doing okay. He was running sort of 4th, 5th and he picked up that bit of damage. He was doing 45s with it, and I thought he was just going to live with the damage and fuel save, and maybe gain time with pit stop, but he went in and fixed it, and it's kind of put him on the back foot for the rest of the race. It's even given Splash the opportunity to go and get ahead of him, and Splash was plumb last on the first lap through some sort of incident. Bandit's just pitted. He's 49 seconds ahead of Waterskin, 33 seconds behind Anton Poika, and yeah, I can't see Bandit being able to pull anything out of this race. It looks like that's his position, unless someone throws it off the track. Sonam then, 32-second lead. Unbelievable stuff. He is cracking, isn't he? Frequency, he's gaining a pit stop on Illusion, I believe. And Illusion back out there racing softs, 3/4 of a tank of fuel. His race really is with Illusion today, with Frequency, I mean, and it is for third in the championship. It really is. I really don't think no one's racing with Sonam. Sonam has gone beyond and out of the realms what racing is. He's just showcasing that beautiful Supra with the Humble Guys livery set upon it, and yeah, I'm hanging around just so he gets a little bit of time on the stream, because we haven't seen him much. Frequency, still good with fuel, still good with tyres. Floris, 1/4 of a tank of fuel, tyres still look good, 8 seconds ahead of Illusion. Illusion's 3/4 of a tank of fuel. I mean, anything can happen still. I don't think the podium has been set yet. Binko there in 5th. He's coming to put a lap on Waterskin, I believe. He's probably going to sit in his toe for a little bit now. Looks like Waterskin's got right out of his way. Waterskin could have possibly gone into the pits. As Binko continues on, 14 seconds behind Illusion, 6 seconds ahead of Splash, and that's the danger. Splash with brand new tyres, 3/4 of a tank of fuel. Binko halfway through his tyres, and just under half a tank of fuel. Splash is on the moves. Anton Poika 11 seconds behind Splash, 7th, but 37 seconds ahead of Bandit, and there is Waterskin into the pits. Beautiful stuff. Sonam then leads by 34 seconds. Frequency trying to be clever with his strategy, as is Floris. Illusion could be slightly nervous now, wondering what the two guys that should be behind him are doing in front of him. Binko running a good race. It was a lot of pit stops though in the first hour. I say a lot, I think 3. And yeah, so Binko, he's using that fuel up, using those tyres up, smashing it out. And Splash then 6 seconds behind the Binks. On board with Splash, look at it. You go in there with just a little bit of hope that you're going to make it. Sitting in the passenger seat, wow, look at that bounce. It's a bumpy track. Splash then chasing down the Binko. 5.2 seconds, gained 0.8 of a second just in one sector there. Illusion in 4th, but he's waiting for Floris and Frequency to pit so he can get back into his 2nd place. Sonam is just head and shoulders above the rest of the field. The last time we looked, he was 32 seconds ahead of Frequency. And then down here, this is the closest to a battle that we've got, which is Splash gaining on the VRC Supra of Binko. I think it's Supra versus Supra, so that's fun. Anton Poika 13 seconds behind this battle, but Anton Poika picked up some damage earlier on in the race and had to go in and fix it, and that has put him a little bit behind the rest of the field. Bandit in 8th, Waterskin in 9th. Bandit stepping in last minute Noxie went AWOL. Someone went and knocked on his trailer and said, Mr. Noxie, it's time to get in the car. And he just was not there. He's eloped. He's got over to America and eloped. Don't run it with one of the grid girls. The dirty old man. Dirty old man. So Splash then, 5 seconds behind the Vinks. And he is driving with the devil in the passenger seat. And Dane saying, Adam, do we have a driver for car 3 in second stint? See? And I was saying Bandit was last minute coming in for Noxie, and they're discussing, with only 50 minutes left to start of stint 2, who driver 3 is for their car. Guys, slick operation. And the answer is, if everyone's interested in the workings of the Humble Guys, don't believe so, as I don't think Netta can drive. Oh. So Splash, 3.8 seconds. He really is bringing the Binko in. Oh, someone's left. Crumbo. Was he not even racing? Oh, right. Didn't even see Crumbo come in or leave. So Sonam, he's coming to the end of, what's this, stint 3 for him? Stint 3 or 4? 34-second lead. Frequency. He's still got a nice bit of fuel on board there. And he's pulled away from Floris. 44.0 for Floris last time around. Frequency 45.6, so he's not pulled away. That's a fib. He must have lost time to Floris. Floris, though, on the edge of that fuel tank. He's definitely going to be wanging that one to the left. To the left, to the left. Is he? No, he does not. Oh, hush my mouth. Spank me and call me a liar. He didn't. So Floris, I assumed, was going to go into the pits then, and he did not. He stayed out. He stayed out. Illusion, who is now, he's in pretty much, I don't know. Illusion must be scratching his head. He must be wondering what's going on. Is he going to lose a pit stop? Is he going to have to make a pit stop more than the guys ahead of him? Are they eking their cars out in these nice long stints, where Illusion has to keep coming in to get fuel? Is it working for him? Questions have been asked. Binko in 5th, 2.7 seconds ahead of Splash. And it's getting really tight. It's getting taut. Anton Poika 15 seconds behind him. Sonam is into the pits. Sonam coming in for the Humble Guys, Racing Team Holland, as a Frequency comes out of the chicane and around that long left-hand corner with Floris. Can't believe he stayed out. Can he get to the pits? He's on a trickle. He's on an absolute trickle of fuel in that Ford GT. Dane saying, let Netta drive. And Dane also saying, come on, Sonam. Sonam, he doesn't need no support. It's a walk in the park for him. He'd have to lag out of the whole lobby at this point. So Sonam rejoins the track just ahead of Bandit, I believe. Was that? I could see in the background. Yeah, Bandit gets to see the Toyota Supra of the lead car. Frequency 3.8 seconds behind. He's just about to do a lap on Bandit. Floris does go into the pits. Look at that, 0%. So does the Binks. Binko into the pits. That puts Splash up. Oof, load of tyre smoke coming off of that rear left tyre. And Splash really is driving the wheels literally off of that Toyota, trying to catch up the pack. Illusion then, 19.5 seconds. But Frequency has yet to pit. He's going to pit on this one. Floris out behind Splash. way ahead of Binko. What's Binko stuck? No, Binko, he's filling up. Anton Poika moves ahead. I don't know, that seems like a long pit stop for the Binks. Floris was a 2:04, Binks 2:05, maybe not. Maybe I'm just looking for drama where there is no drama and no need for that. Oh, there we go. We saw I can see the shame list in Discord. I've just closed the table. Noir in the chat saying, come on Sonam, go get it. Are you serious? Honestly, he's like 35 seconds ahead. He doesn't need you cheering him on. You need to say, go on Sonam, slow down. There we go. Frequency into the pits. That'll put Illusion back up into second place. And yeah, this is Sonam doing himself wonders for the table, and Illusion is altering that second place, but in AXR back in the driving seat, whilst Frequency fills and he wants to get out ahead of Splash, which I'm pretty sure he will do. Groot did a call at 10-2 just before qualifying saying Caliber, that's it. Caliber, Kevin, Rotary and Corey, you guys arriving. And Rotary says he's not racing tonight. It's a work weekend. He's got to earn some readies, hasn't he, for Christmas? And TSO40 said, complete forgot to mention, no Corey, my bad. Just been living at work this week, sadly. I don't know why I'm reading the Discord chat to you. Look at what goes on. So Sonam leads the way, 24 seconds, not 34. Sorry, it's 24 seconds. Go on, you better cheer him on a bit. He needs another 10 seconds. He got pole and he got fastest lap so far. Sonam has absolutely destroyed it. Illusion, great drive for second place, and I think that possibly is the way it's going to stay. I don't know, unless Frequency can cut out one of those pit stops, which is what I think he's trying to do. I think he's trying to go for these long stints and do one stop less than Illusion. Now he's just pitted, he's 10 seconds behind Illusion, and Illusion's on a quarter of a tank of fuel, so we'll be pitting himself pretty soon. And the Bluey iPad asked me if I wanted to go into battery save, and for some reason I said no, but we've still got over 40 minutes of racing and I'll need it, won't I? So low power mode, it is on low power mode, 10%. Oof. The phone's in not much of a better state as it stands. So Illusion 9 seconds ahead of Frequency. I think Frequency's trying to cut out a pit stop. Splash is just driving his nuts off because he had a big off in the first lap. He said nice in the chat, so I assume he feels like someone impeded him or put him out wide. And he has been absolutely chugging it ever since. Adam saying, living at Asda at Christmas, as you can imagine. Oh yes, and Nibless saying, Frequency had pole actually. Oh, did he? I'm sorry, mate. I just assumed Sonam had it because he's got the fastest lap and he's going flying. Oh, so that's not too bad. They still need to be ahead of Illusion though, don't you, to keep second in the championship. Possibly it'll be tight between AXR team and Frequency. Stacilla Racing. Ooh, it's setting up stint 2. Glorious. There's only one thing for stint 2 is a win for Stacilla Racing, and the problem is that Alpha I don't think is as fast as the other cars around it. Now, oh, it's going to be Robbo, isn't it, or Joker, that they're racing in the Mazda in stint 2, and Robbo and Joker both very, very fast. Scary stuff. And I don't know who's racing Team Holland. It's got to be Noir in it, but Noir usually does the first stint. So maybe Noir's doing the second stint. Very fast also. It's going to be just some big hitters in stint 2, people. Keep your eyes peeled. Dane also saying, keyword there, Hadpole. Come on, THG. And Nibless says, yeah, I think Racing Team Holland is a bit too quick to catch. Sonam flying. And Nibless says, exactly, Dane. Adam saying, Noir out, TSO 40 in. I am currently sipping Monster. Go on then. The TSO 40 returns. Return up the Mac. Oh, let me hear you now. Return up the Mac. So anyway, let's get back on this race. I've got carried away reading tables and teams and chats. Sonam's leading 28 seconds. Bandit is into the pits. He does need it. He does need it. He's 57 seconds behind Anton Poika, who looks like he's recently pitted. This really should be an outlap, judging by that. But it's not saying outlap. How bizarre. It definitely looks like he pitted on that last lap. A glitch in the system there. It's not saying outlap for some reason, but unless he had a huge mistake. He could have done, I suppose, but on lap 44 it looks like he did a 2:04.4, which is a pit stop. He's 18 seconds behind the Binks. The Binks was recently pitted on lap 41. And yeah, the Binks, he's been one of the first in each stint, so the Supra quite thirsty for him. Floris, and we think Floris and Frequency are cutting out a pit stop by taking very long stints. Splash up there in 4th, 8.7 seconds behind. He's just putting a lap on Bandit, and Bandit giving him all the space in the world up the inside there. Very polite from the Porsche driver. And Splash cracks on. 9 seconds, but he's going to have to come in the pits either this lap or the next. Is he going to push it? Is he going to push his chance? He's pushed his... No, he hasn't. Looking at the wrong bit of the map. Sorry. I think he's going to have to pit at the end of this lap. So that gives... Oh, will it give Binko a chance, though? He's 24 seconds behind Floris already, who's 4 seconds behind Splash. I think Splash might get out ahead of Binko. I've got a feeling Splash has done enough out there to jump Binko in the pits this time around and be behind Floris. Frequency 6.7 seconds behind Illusion. And Illusion, he's coming up to his pit stop, you see, and I do think somewhere Frequency is going to drop a pit. He's not going to do as many pit stops as Illusion, and Frequency could end up ahead of Illusion before the end of the race. Keep them peeled. You can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere because there's still things to happen. I can feel it in my bones, my balls. Adam saying Noir out, TSO 40 in. I am currently... Oh yeah, you've read that one. Dane saying TSO 40 loaded up on Monster. And Adam saying LN24 hour win last weekend. Just hope I can do well here. Oh, did you win at the Le Mans round? Or is that for some other group? Who knows? You lot race all over the place. I wouldn't be able to keep track of what races when. So Illusion pitting at the end of this lap. Didn't I say that last lap? He went round again. Cheeky monkey. Frequency, still plenty of fuel. Floris up into 4th now because Splash did pit and he did get out ahead of Binko, but only just. Look at this. Supra on Supra action. 2 Asians. Cars, that is. And Illusion into the pits as well. And that will promote Frequency and Floris, I am sure. And there's still a tale to tell here at Daytona, people. I imagine there's going to be something, an upset before the end of the race. with Floris and Frequency, I think, driving clever and losing a pit stop on Illusion. But I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see. As Binko chases down Splash, but I think Splash might have a bit of a better setup in that one, or he's just caning it today because he is driving out of his skin, like I've said, and he's had a great comeback today. So there's Illusion after his pit stop, 3/4 of a tank of fuel. He's cracking on with his strategy. He's paying no heed, but already Floris on half a tank, only a quarter less than Illusion, and he's ahead of him. And you'd say that's a better position to be, surely. Frequency as well, half a tank of fuel. I honestly think Frequency and Floris could cause an upset here for Illusion in the pits strategy, but I'm not clever enough to work it out fully. And Dane saying great concentration by all drivers to stay in the race so late on. It's shocking, isn't it? We've only seen really Anton Poika with a bit of damage and Splash at the very beginning. Oh, that was the other thing with Splash, don't forget, at the very beginning he had damage at front and rear, had to go in and fix it. He was 30 odd seconds behind everyone. And he's now only 15.8 seconds behind Illusion, and he's a minute behind like the leader, but Sonam is 40 seconds ahead of Frequency, so being a minute behind excuse me guys, I'm sorry, being a minute behind. Oh, that sounds terrible. I will try and mute. I did mute the mic first couple of times. It's happened so frequent, and it happens quite quickly. I just think, you guys can live with a bit of a cough, can't you? It should make you feel good that you don't feel rough at a weekend when you're not at work. So Sonam, 38 seconds, just unbelievable. He's great driving. That man, he's Mr. Daytona for the humble guys. Frequency in second. We think he's trying to shed. He's trying to shake off a pit stop, as is Floris. And if they can, in the next 30 odd minutes, no, they're all gonna, but they've all got one pit stop to make, possibly. With 33 minutes left of this race, I think they've all got one stop left. Possibly. Oh, it hurts my head when I think of strategies. Splash pulling away from Binks. Sixth though, good points for the VRC guys. Ahead of trail breaking racers, yeah. Anton Poika, who's ahead of Bandit, the VRC racers, in 8th, and Waterskin in 9th, who is now got Floris coming by him. Oh, and he's not quite getting out of the way of Floris, as Floris would like, and Floris having to go around the outside, making it awkward for himself. And he's done the job now, and he's up and he's through. And Floris having a little wiggle there, shaking it off. He's 14 seconds behind Frequency, and like I said, if they're all pitting once, Illusion's lost his second place, hasn't he? It's similar fuel for all of them. And yeah, I think, it's not usually I'm right, but I think I was right on this one. I think Illusion's pitted one too many times for those around him. Splash then in 5th, 3.3 seconds ahead of the Binks. The Binks come in, his tyres are looking pained, and even though he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel on, those tyres look like they're dictating his pace. Anton Poika 18 seconds behind, half a tank of fuel and fresh tyres, bruv. Bandit in 8th and Waterskin in 9th, and Sonam We are not worthy. We are not worthy. Sonam, an absolute blinding race here at Daytona, showing everyone how it is done, with a 43.555 being the fastest lap of the race. But Frequency had pole. I missed that, I do apologise. Qualifying was over so quick. And Frequency is going for fastest laps now. Ooh, this will change the... if he gets that second and pole and fastest lap, you're going to have to bug the AXR team to release the table for poor old... I don't even know who's on after me, either my little life partner Jerry Bear, my little snug bug, or if it's the very charming Stig with the sexy accent. I'm not sure who's on after me, but I've got a man crush on both of them. They're so good at what they do. And Frequency, a Floris. Have they done the impossible? Have they dropped a pit stop? And have they put the unflappable illusion on the back step? Who knows? He's just getting a lap on Bandit and getting as much tow out of the Porsche as he possibly can before they break down for the chicane. And that's the closest we've seen some cars for a while here, even though they're all on different laps. It's a long race, that's what you expect. 30 minutes to go, 29 minutes to go. Sonam 38 seconds a lead, and let's face it, no one came close to him today. No one managed to put up a challenge for Sonam. Frequency, we saw he was getting purple sectors, but it looks like he only got a 43.9, and he needs to find another 4 tenths if he wants to get that fastest lap off of Sonam. Floris for Side Max Motorworks, looking good for a podium today, and Illusion there as well. Not sure. I think those three, or top four, have all got one stop left to make. I think they can get to the end of the race on one more stop. Splash had an absolute stonker of a race, unbelievable stuff to get himself back up into 5th place for the AXR team. The Binks, solid drive. Oh, those tyres. Oh, he might have to make another pit stop before. If he's pits now, he possibly might have to pit again before the end of the race. Anton Poika, he might only have one more stop to make, and Anton Poika could be a threat to Binko here. Was that a good lap time from Splash? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at him crossing the line. He was up on his own time, and his own time is a 43.8, and that's not even his fastest. So coming around to the line. No, we're not. Got a long way to get to that line yet. Look at all those blue arrows close together. They're not that close together though, on the track. Like I said, they're all on different laps. So, Splash. No, wasn't better than he's done before. Let's have a run through then. Sonam, 40 seconds. Binko, we said he was going to have to come in, and that might be too early to get to the end. We'll see. He's probably going to top it up and give it his best, a good old go, but I don't think 27 minutes is a big ask. Although we've seen Frequency and Floris do just that. Splash, he's still got a good just under half a tank of fuel on. There's Anton Poika moving up into 6th spot. And Binko yet to come out the pits. Bandit too far behind to gain on the Binks, but he's getting some nice fast laps come the end of the race for himself is Bandit. Bint out of the pit lane. And 10 seconds behind Anton Poiker. He's filled it up. Is he going to try and run that Supra all the way to the end of the race? Interesting stuff. Anton Poiker cracking on. Splash in the Supra. 12 seconds behind Illusion. Illusion's on a quarter of a tank. Floris is on just under a quarter of a tank. And Frequency, same as Floris. Interesting stuff here. I cannot call this one. And Noir saying, never knew the timing line was at the chicane, lol. Oh, why did I make a mistake? I'm all over the place, to tell you the truth. I'm not feeling great. So Frequency then, 15 seconds behind, ahead of Floris, 39 seconds behind Sonam, but Frequency's race is with this man here, Illusion. A 44.6 last time around for him. Frequency doing a 44.0. Unbelievable stuff. We've got ourselves a cracker of a race coming up. 25 minutes, 24 minutes to go. So we're thinking that if those pit stops are going to happen, they're going to be happening in the next 5 minutes or so they can have a good 20-minute run to the end. I think the earliest pit stops we saw was Binko at 18 minutes in the beginning. He's topped up the fuel, but already that fuel's going down quick. Anton Poiker, is he trying to fuel save? His lap times, 45s, down from 44s. He's never going to catch Splash, is he? So maybe he's trying to cover off for Binko. Bandit in 8th place. He's nearly a minute behind Binks. And a lap or two ahead of Waterskin. Oof. So Frequency's fuel's flashing as he gets purples. Oh. He wants that fastest lap as well, doesn't he? As well as the pole. Splash has taken fastest lap so far from Illusion. No, Sonam, sorry. What am I saying? All Greek people are the same. Sonam then, he'll be wanting to pit. Frequency, he'll be wanting to pit. And I'm assuming, well, you've got to say that's the last pit there's going to be by the end of this race. Now, is Illusion just going to come in and top up? Just to be... Or is he going to crack on? Interesting. So, there we go. Sonam is in. Is Frequency going to bring it in? He's very low on fuel. We saw his fuel. He's been going the longest of everyone. But he must have burnt his fuel a little bit more in this stint. We've seen he's been getting purples. So, he's been trying. He's been trying to get that fastest lap underway. Sonam then. They're dropping the car. Filling her up for the final stint as Frequency heads into the pits. A weird lag. And Floris also, we think, is going to head into the pit lane. And Illusion then is going to be under immense pressure, I think. So Illusion will move back up into 2nd place, but he's going to have to make a pit stop before the end of the race. And the question is, does he want them out on newer, fresher tyres going faster than him? Yes, he does, because he's stayed out. He's going to pit for a splash and dash near the end. And I say near the end, we've got 21.5 minutes left of racing to go here. Sonam, no hitches in that pit stop, filled right up, filled it right to the brim, and he's out. It's a fast lap time as well, a 2:03. I mean, a fast pit stop time, 2:03.8 with fresh tyres and filled tank. We've seen all the others getting 2:04s, 2:05 there for Frequency. So Frequency pitted. Did we miss that? Yes, Frequency and Floris. Floris has come out behind Splash, but we think Splash and Illusion are both going to have to pit before the end of the race. Flores could be on for a podium here. Anton Poika in 6th. I think he's going to have to pit before the checkered flag, and Binko will be hoping to pick that position up. Only 9 seconds behind Anton Poika. Bandit isn't really racing anyone at the moment, and he's going to need to make a pit stop before the end of the race, as is Waterskin. Sonam then we think is going all the way to the end. Illusion is going to need to pit pretty soon, and he's going to be in danger from Splash as well. Splash is going to have to pit, but Flores, we're thinking that's where Illusion might come out behind. Interesting stuff as we come into the final 20 minutes of the race. Illusion does not put it into the pits. He carries on. Saying I'm kidding, comms have been great all season. Oh, was it taking a minute? I'm all over the place, don't worry about me, Noir. Coughing, spluttering, getting mixed up with whereabouts they are on the track. It's not been my shining moment this stint. Group's probably wishing that he'd asked my little Jerry Bear or the Stig to do this last race. It'll be alright. It's alright. They always end up alright. It's been interesting. It's been a high-speed chess game today. Not so much racing on track, but it's been mind games. Look, Illusion's got to have to come in. I think he's lost track position. I think Frequency and Flores might have got the moves on him. Splash is going to have to pit as well, and Anton Poika I think is going to have to pit as well. I think Splash has already easily cleared Binko, but Anton Poika might end up behind the Binks. What's Illusion gonna do then? He's empty. His empty tank. He's definitely going to come into the pit lane this lap. 9 seconds ahead of Frequency. And, well, he might be ahead of Flores. Who knows? But there we go. Illusion in then. A lot of pressure for these guys out there. They can't drop any wheel nuts. They've got to get his Bridgestones on. Nice and tidy. And Frequency then moving up into 2nd place. And we think he's driving all the way to the end. And there's still a fight left in this race. Splash into the pits. Also, we think he's going to end up behind Poika, but ahead of Binks. But Poika's going to have to pit as well. There goes Flores then up into 3rd spot. Illusion still filling up with fuel. Flores coming around that first corner. And it looks like Flores then gets 3rd. Illusion's been released. He's out onto the pit exit. And there we can see the Side Max Motorworks car ahead of him. And Illusion is down into 4th spot. 4th spot, I tell you. Splash then out. He's trying to... Oh, and Anton Poika did go in. And Splash does get out ahead of Binko. Easily ahead of Binko. So Splash gaining up into 5th place throughout this race. And he takes the fastest lap off of Sonam, which is good for Frequency, who's now in 2nd place. And it's really been damage limitation for Frequency. And AXR had the opportunity to move up into 2nd in the championship, but Sidemax Motorworks has really put a spanner in the works there. It's got to be said. An Illusion. We were wondering if he was doing one stop too many from the guys around him, and the answer is yes. He's lost 2nd place in the final stint. Now he's only 4.4 seconds behind Flores, and I think a little bit faster than Flores. So Illusion could still come back and get a podium from this one, but I think Frequency is out of touch today. And Frequency possibly could not do anything about that combo of Sonam and the Supra, but he's definitely paid to Illusion and the Mazda. Floris as well. Great drive from Floris. Just kept his head down, didn't he? Kept quiet. Didn't really get involved. And then he's ended up in a possible podium position. Splash in 5th, 8 seconds ahead of the Binks. And I think Splash, nothing to worry about there. Oof, there was a big scream somewhere. I don't know who that was. Oh, no, it wasn't Bandit. Although Bandit and Binko have found themselves on track together. Beautiful stuff from the VRC boys. Oh, and there we go, Bandit having a small off. He's going to get a penalty. Oh, he gets replaced back onto the track. And Waterskin, who's chasing down a Bandit, and that's all very helpful for him. Sonam then 43.8 second lead there, ahead of Frequency, who's 13 seconds ahead of Floris. And Illusion is not, I repeat, not making any inroads to Floris there. 4.5 seconds. And Illusion, he looks like he's had his pants pulled down. Splash, cracking drive, I can't say it enough. He's done a superb job today. 30 seconds behind last place in end of lap 1, or in lap 2. And he's come back to get 5th place and the fastest lap off the race. And he's helped Stacilla Racing by taking that fastest lap from Sonam. Binko in 6th, solid drive from Binks. Nice and consistent. He's just done his fastest with a 44.1. And yeah, the Super has been good to him today. Anton Poika could have done better. That was like judgmental, wasn't it? Should have done better. But he did pick up the damage, and that is really what he was looking. Don't know if he could have kept Splash behind him today. Splash has been above and beyond. If Splash hadn't got put out of the race early doors, he might have been in the fight for, I don't know about the win, because Sonam has just retaken that fastest lap with a 43.4. Frequency, you can't have that, man. You can't have him having the fastest lap. You need to go back and get the fastest lap. And Floris, sniper, sneak mode with Floris getting that podium. He really pulled one over on all of us. Illusion, one stop too many there, bud. Splash, great drive. Binko, great drive. Anton Poika, great drive. Unfortunately for the damage that he gained early doors in this race, he could possibly have 5th, 4th maybe. Bandit in 8th spot. I don't know what with Bandit. He's been doing 45s and 46s. Don't know if he's been trying to save fuel a bit. He's just out of pit, has he? No, that's when he pulled over to let the guys by. But he started strong with Bandit. I don't know where his race dropped off. And Waterskin in 9th spot. He's on 58 laps. 50. He's only a lap down. Sorry. And Sonam then putting a lap on Bandit, and he's gone. He's already got that fastest lap. Sorry, already mentioned it. He's got the fastest lap, and we've got 12 minutes left of racing here. And Frequency, it's Sonam for the Humble Guys Racing Team Holland in 1st place. Then we have Frequency for Stacilla Racing in 2nd spot, trying to keep that championship alive all the way to stint 2, to the very final lap. And there's still mathematically a chance Stacilla could win this championship, but it is getting further and further away from their reach at the moment. 8 points out of reach. At the end of this race, it could be 13, maybe 14 points, which makes it even more difficult for Stacilla Racing to take this championship. Floris, an absolute sweet drive. Same kind of strategy as Frequency, cutting out a pit stop and doing a super job there. Illusion, though, has pulled in a second and a half on him. With 11 minutes left of racing, he's just done a 43.8. He's 3.1 seconds behind Flores, who's done a 44.4. 0.6 faster on that lap alone. And I think Illusion wants the podium. If he can't have second spot, he wants the podium. Yeah, you can see his foe just in the distance there, but the time is ticking down and he's running out of laps to get that third place back. Splash in fifth. Binko does have to go in. Oh, Binks has to go in, so he's going to lose the spot to Anton Poika. I imagine Anton Poika will be very pleased about that indeed, as they have a quick splash and dash, and it looks like it was tyres rather than fuel for Binko, but Anton Poika cares not of why. He just cares that he's got the position. Binks, though, has been released. It's going to be very tight, and Binks is still ahead. Binko still ahead of Anton Poika, and it's race on here for 6th and 7th, as we have just under 10 minutes left of the race to go here at Daytona, the road course. Is that what it's called? And there's all to play for. Look at it. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. I think that might be Bandit just ahead of them, is it? It is Bandit just ahead of this battle between Binko and Anton Poika. Splash. Great drive there, but fifth is as good as it's going to get for him today. Illusion 3.6 seconds behind Flores. He cannot just get, he can't pull that Ford GT in. Frequency nearly 50 seconds behind the leader, but he cares not. He's got that second place and he's done a cracking job to do it. Bandit saying, driving with the wrong setup, I am satisfied with the race. See you at the finish. Yeah, so yeah, I did wonder if he didn't have a setup at all, because it was very last minute for Bandit. And there you go, he's just proved it. He had no setup, or the wrong setup, he says. Frequency then 50 seconds adrift of Sonam, and that is first and second in the championship. The Humble guys leading the race and leading the championship. I think they're on 158 points, with Frequency and Stasila Racing in second place on 150 points, and that lead will be extended come the end of this race, and it's going to be very exciting, going all the way down to the wire in the second stint, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. Flores keeping Illusion at bay. Illusion doing 44.9 last time around. Flores doing a 44.3. And there's less than, well, we're just coming up 7 minutes of race left. Splash, cracking job for fifth. Binks keeping Anton Poika behind so far. And Anton Poika can taste that sixth place. He fancies it. He wants it. That must mean it's his. Through the beautiful chicane. Getting ever closer to the Supra in the toe. Wiggle it just a little bit. Binko, I want to see you wiggle it just a little bit. Lag is funny, no matter what way. It's infuriating, but funny. There you see Anton Poika trying to get the move done on Binko, but unable to execute it right now. He's still got a good 6 minutes left, a couple of laps to go. What's that, 3 laps possibly to go for these guys, and they're very close on track, with Binko just ahead of Anton Poika. The sun is looking low in the sky, and oh man, you have got to join us for stint 2, because it's going to look gorgeous as the sun sets here at Daytona and the floodlights come on. You're in for a right treat, trust me, proper treat. Anton Poika then very close, 6/10 behind the Binks, and it's a massive, huge thanks to the AXR admin team for putting on such a great championship, a great show for us. These guys have raced hard, but for us, for me, it's been an absolute blast of a show to watch, an absolute entertainment fest. The stints I've not commentated on, I watched live. I finish, and then, I mean, you might see I come up in the chat. But yeah, I'm addicted. I'm on it. And yeah, as soon as my stint's finished, I'm watching the next stint. The other guys who do the comms, Jerry, Bear, and Stig, hugely entertaining, vastly knowledgeable about racing, and they've made it special. And like I said, the admin team there is, what's that group? Illusion, Joker, and Robbo. I'm sure there's more AXR guys that I'm missing out. Have done a fantastic job. It's not over yet, but it's over for me. This is my last stint. You guys have got another stint to go, but I don't get to say any of this. So thanks to all of those guys. They've put on a beautiful championship. I really enjoy doing this because it's all different groups. I mean, we're all part of groups. I'm part of the VRC Motorsports guys. So, you know, 2 or 3 times a week I'm commentating on these guys racing. So I really do enjoy stepping out, and I enjoy that it's not the same guys, it's all different groups coming together. It's beautiful. A racing community that the AXR guys have established here. I'm hoping there's another championship, because it's been cracking, and I'd love to see Road Atlanta in the series. I'd like to see some other tracks as well. We won't go through them because we'll be here all night. I want to see Spain, Barcelona, but the old style corner without that crappy chicane. Like Dane saying, the lag must be horrible for him to attempt to pass. For Anton Poika, yeah, he must be umming and ahhing. He's saving that one to the last lap just in case it all goes wrong, I'm guessing. Although Binko does seem to have pulled away a little bit. So let's have a look where we are then. Sonam, we've got 3 minutes left of racing. He's just started this lap, so it's possibly going to be this lap and one more after for Sonam before he can lift that gold trophy. And Frequency played a great game of cat and mouse with Illusion, but in the end he got the job done. He's up into second, and he can't do anything about the championship, not with Sonam finishing ahead of him, but still he's kept it alive for one more stint. Flores, what a sneaky little bugger, what a great drive from Flores. Kept his head down, kept in there, top 5, just keeping consistent lap times. Same strategy as Frequency, and they both jumped Illusion in the end. And Illusion, I imagine, will be walking away from this one a little bit crumpled from it all, because he drove in second place for the longest of time until this final stint, in fact. And yeah, he's been mugged off by the 2 cars behind him. Then a Splash, what a drive, what a guy. He, oh yeah, Splash, so he's one of the AXR guys as well, we were saying thank you to. Splash, what a drive, unbelievable stuff. He was 30 seconds behind last place on lap 2 after coming in and fixing some damage, and he's just gone out there and he's been relentless in his driving, and he's managed to drag that Supra up into 5th place. Binko in 6th still, but for how long? Because Anton Poika is playing with him at this point. Anton Poika and Binko know each other well, but the fuel difference, Binko really did put some fuel in on that final stop that he possibly didn't need to, and he's carrying a heavy car around, where Anton Poika is light and nimble. The problem is, it's hard to hit a moving target And Binko is definitely moving all over, moving either way, forwards, backwards, and side by side. Bandit then is first race, I believe, in the AXR. Well, this GTWEC, whatever it's called. And he's done great. He didn't have a setup, or he had the wrong setup in the car. It was all very last minute for him, jumping in. And I think he's done a cracking job. He's done a beautiful job. And Waterskin has driven a solid race in the McLaren. So here we go then. 15 seconds are left on the clock. Is someone else going to cross the line before? Splash. What's his fuels? He's got no fuel. He's run out of fuel just as he's coming to the line. 2 seconds to go. He doesn't want to cross the line. He's slowed down enough. And there you go. Splash has finished in 5th. Binko will be next. Can he stay ahead of Anton Poika? There's someone ahead of him, though. Who's that Waterskin? No, it's Sonam. Sonam then takes the win. Beautiful stuff from Sonam. Back to Binko to see if he can stay ahead of Anton Poika. And it looks like Binko does get the 6th place ahead of Anton Poika there in 7th. Bandit just coming around. He is the next person to cross the line. And Bandit gets himself a great 8th place. And great drive from Bandit in the Porsche. Waterskin is... yeah, Waterskin is the next one. No, Frequency is going to be the next one to cross the line. And he's just got to get round the long left-hander. And Frequency, great drive from Frequency. Pulled out that extra pit stop, or missing an extra pit stop on Illusion to get himself a 3rd spot. Beautiful stuff. Floris, oh, it's not Floris, is it? It's Waterskin. I think we missed Waterskin. Floris, take a boo, my son. 3rd place. Beautiful stuff. Illusion coming around for 4th, and he'll be scratching his head in the debrief saying, how the hell did they do that? But Illusion ran 2nd, majority of the race, finishes in 4th. Splash in 5th, Binko in 6th, Anton Poika in 7th, Bandit finishing in 8th, and Waterskin in 9th. But it's this man here was untouchable on the day, Sonam, making it look very much like the humble guys Racing Team Holland are going to take this championship. In the chat then, we have Adam saying, yeah, bring on the Barcelona 24 hours group. Matt Psycho saying, evening all. Noir saying, let's go. And Dane saying, great drive by all and congratulations to the top 3. Amazing job. It was beautiful. It was cracking stuff. And again, thank you to the AXR gang for letting me take part. And a huge thanks to you guys out there that have watched throughout the season and commented, chatted, put something in the chat for me to read out, because really, without you guys, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it? Bandit in the chat saying, I had my setup on paper, but put the wrong one in, I think he said. So, yeah, that must have been tough. Go and sack some mechanics. And do we get to see him have a little jiggle? There he is. Well done, Sonam. Beautiful drive. Nice backside. So there we go. Daytona Road Course. Round 6, stint 1. And my word, we've had a cracker. Right then, we have to make room. I say make room. What? There's only 11 of us out of 16. Surely I can hang around a little bit. So that is it. Splash has left. See, people are making room already. I don't know when the second... I shall leave. The second stint should be up very shortly. These guys will be joining anytime soon, and they'll be getting their race underway. frequency saying like 20 lag spikes. Lol. There was a lot of lag going on. Oh, the host has ended the game, so we don't even get to choose come or go. I hope everyone got their replays in time. I don't want you to check the network environment. Don't need it, cause I'm not. GT7, come on, wake up. People use this for their own championships. You could smoothen this out a bit. So that was it. That's it, guys. One more stint to go, which will be up on the channel pretty soon. If you keep your eyes peeled, they will be there. And it will be worth watching. And what a glorious championship it's been. It really has been. It's been fun. I don't know. I wanted to find something from AXR that we could... I should have taken some pictures, shouldn't I? There's some cars. There's nothing there. Sorry, guys. Oh, really is. Pointless. So that was the virtual race. No, it wasn't. I'm so sorry. This is the AXR. Do you know what? I thought we're going to get ourselves mixed up at some point, and I've done really well never to cross streams. But today it was the day we crossed streams. So sorry, we weren't the virtual. We were the AequepaX Racing. That was stint 1 of round 6, the final round. Again, please, guys, big up yourselves for joining us each Saturday night for these races. And it's been an absolute blast. And a huge thank you to Groot for asking me to be involved. I've loved every single minute of it. And I can't wait for either the next 24-hour race that the AXR guys do, or the next GTWEC championship they decide to put on with Road Atlanta in there and Spain. The old Spain, though, not the new one. I guess I don't want to jump the gun a little bit, but huge congratulations to the Humble guys. Which what are they called? Racing Team Holland for the championship win. There you go. I've put my 2 pennies worth in. It's all down to Stasila in the next stint to try and stop them. Right, Dane asking if I could commentate stint 2. You're joking. You know, I'm hanging. I've struggled with this one with all my coughing and my spluttering. But thanks for putting up with me. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Hugh Jass, and I've enjoyed every single second of it. Peace and love. Peace and love. Take care of each other, guys. I'll see you next time.